Good morning, student of class 5. How are you? I hope, student, you all are fit and healthy. So, student, today date is 29. I am teaching you chapter number 20, and name of the chapter is Birth of a Nation. So, student, take one rough copy also, so that you can note down the important points from the board for your better understanding. So, student, let's do little recapitulation what we have done in our previous video. So, student, in our previous video we are discussing that when our country India get freedom on 15 August 1947. So after the freedom, what are the problems in front the leaders? Is it clear? What are the problems in front the leaders? Because India is very big country. Our position is 7th in the world. And another thing is that lot of population in India. Next, many social evils in the society. People of different religions in our country. Caste system, due to which lot of peoples are suffering. So these are the some of the big problems, because now we get the freedom. Now question arises, now what type of a constitution we have to made so that we can fulfill the needs of the people living in India. To fulfill the needs of the people living in India. So lot of things we have to keep in our mind at the time when we are making the constitution. And what is a constitution? Constitutions are a set of laws to rule a country. Is it clear? Because now, that time, in the old time, India is divided into many regions and it is ruled by different kings or nawabs. And after that, 200 years, there is a British rule in our country. So things are totally changed now. We got the freedom and there are different religions, caste, large population of the country. Is it clear? So we have to keep all these point in the mind at the time when we are making the constitution for our country. So student, it is very challenging for the leaders of our country, that is India. So that is the reason we got the freedom on 15th August 1947. But when we adopted our constitution, in on which date we adopted, that is on 26 January 1950. So, and who was the when meeting of the for making the constitution, who was the head? That is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. And you know that also student, Dr. Rajendra Prasad is the first president of our country, India. And who is the prime minister? First prime minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And another important thing which you can underline in your book also, who was the chairman of the drafting committee? So the chairman of the drafting committee was Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. So student, there is a long debates and discussion, and after that on 26 January 1950 we adopted our constitution. So after that we have discussed the four main things on which our constitution is based, that is democracy, sovereign, socialist and secular. Democracy, in our constitution we have democracy. It means government is made up of the people, by the people and for the people. So here people choose their own representatives. People choose their own representatives. And what is the method of choosing the representative is by the method of election. So it is also written in our constitution that any person whose age is 18 or above, that person, if he is the citizen of our country India, then he can give the vote. So people choose their representative by the method, and that method is election, in which people give the vote. So next is sovereign, means now our country get the freedom and no other country is ruling on our country. हमारी कंट्री क्या है, अब फ्रीडम मिल चुकी है. अब कोई, जैसे पहले क्या था, कंट्री इंडिया थी बट रूल इज ऑफ ए ब्रिटिश, but now we get the freedom from the British rule and no other country is ruling on us. Socialist, every citizen is treated as an equal and there is no difference between the people according to religion or caste, because these are the social evils of our society. And even before the freedom also, many leaders fight for the different types of social evils of the society. So student, I have already explained you, in our country people of different religions, caste are living. So it is very important for the nation that unity is between the people, whether they are belonging to any religion or any caste. Socialist, all religions are respected. I have already discussed with you, in India the maximum population is of Hindus, and other peoples, they are in minority. It means their population is less. So such type of a constitution is built that equality is given to all the peoples, whether they are belonging to any religion or they are belonging to different caste. So equality is given. Now let's discuss with the directive principles. What are the directive principles? What are the directive principles? Guidelines are given in the constitution clearly that how a state should work for the welfare of its people. Now, according to the constitution, student, India is divided into 28 states and 8 union territories. Is it clear? India is divided into 28 states and 8 union territories. So all the guidelines are given in the constitutions that how a state should work for the welfare of its people. And these are known as डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स. इसी को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं बेटा? डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल, क्योंकि देश को 28 स्टेट में बांट दिया. अब देखो इंडिया का है, 4th क्लास में आप लोग को बताया था कि देयर आर 3 लेवल्स ऑफ ए गवर्नमेंट. ओके, वन इज अ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, and there are 28 states, so every states have their government. And why these different levels are set? Because student, it's such a big country and it is not possible that only one, that is a central government, look after the needs and welfare of the peoples. So there are 3 levels of government are set, that is central, state and self government, that is in villages area. ओके, सिंपल वे में अगर आप समझोगे तो अपना स्कूल का एग्जांपल ले लो. सिंगल पर्सन स्कूल चला सकता है? नो. सराउंडिंग्स भी आपको क्लीन चाहिए भाई. बच्चे स्कूल आ रहे हैं, वो फिट रहे, हेल्दी रहे, तो आप देखते हो आपके स्कूल में ग्रुप डी एम्प्लॉइज हैं, they work for that, so that your surrounding, your class, all things are neat and clean. Then after that you want good education, so teachers are for that. You are paying the fees, any inquiry you have to do, so there is a office staff for that. and then principal ma'am. So in this manner, work is managed, duties are given, or responsibilities are distributed among, so that there is a smooth functioning of the school. सबको अपनी अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दी गई है. आप सोचो कि बस टीचर स्कूल में हो और सब कुछ हो जाएगा, इम्पॉसिबल. ग्रुप डी एम्प्लॉइज भी हैं, टीचर्स भी हैं, ऑफिस स्टाफ्स भी है, प्रिंसिपल मैम भी हैं. इज इट क्लियर? एंड इवन चेयरमैन ऑफ योर स्कूल. सो स्टूडेंट, in the same manner, it is not possible for the central government to manage all the things because it's a big country. So first what we do, we divide the whole country into 28 parts, and this we say 28 states, and there are 8 union territories. Why union territories are differ from the state, that I have already discussed with you, I think in chapter number 11. There are some reasons why we put that in the union territories, that area in the union territories. Now see, when there is a state government, student, at that time the head of the state government is known as a chief minister. For example, you are in UP, Uttar Pradesh. So I hope you all know who is the chief minister of your state. Yogi Adityanath. So Yogi Adityanath is the chief minister of our state, that is Uttar Pradesh. So he also has a team of different members which all work together. ऐसा नहीं है कि he is the chief minister, so it is possible for him alone he able to see the welfare of the peoples. No, it also have a members of teams with whom he do the meetings time to time and look for the welfare of the people living in that state. So some of the directive principles which is given in the constitution, what state government has to manage in their state, that I write on the board and discuss with you. What guidelines is given for the state government in the constitution. Ensure so student, see what is ensure work for every citizen. So it is the responsibility of the state government that for different jobs, whether it is a job of teaching or anything, so say this is the responsibility of the state government, that they provide vacancies related to different jobs in that state. ये स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की बेटा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. जैसे आप यूपी स्टेट में रह रहे हो तो वहां के जो लोग हैं, तो यूपी में जितनी भी वैकेंसीज निकलेंगी, ठीक है, रिलेटेड टू डिफरेंट जॉब्स वैकेंसीज, एंड यू विल सी दिस वैकेंसीज फ्रॉम न्यूज़पेपर्स, एम्प्लॉयमेंट न्यूज, एंड दिस इज देयर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और ड्यूटी टू प्रोवाइड वर्क फॉर एवरी सिटीजन. इज इट क्लियर? ऐसा नहीं है कि ऑल ऑफ देम आर गेटिंग अ गवर्नमेंट जॉब. देयर आर मेनी opportunities in other private institute and job also. So all these things to ensure that the people work in that state. So this is the responsibility of your state government. Provide free and compulsory education. Provide free and compulsory education for all children, up to 14 years of age. So it is also written in our constitution that we have to provide free and it should be compulsory also. ये नहीं है कि इट डिपेंड्स कि एजुकेशन इज फ्री तो आपका मन करेगा तो आप आओगे एजुकेशन लेने, नहीं करेगा तो नहीं आओगे, ऐसा नहीं है. इट इज कंपल्सरी फॉर एवरी चाइल्ड हुज एज इज अप टू 14 ईयर्स ऑफ एज. ठीक है, जिस भी बच्चे की प्रोवाइड फ्री एंड कंपल्सरी एजुकेशन फॉर ऑल चिल्ड्रन अप टू 14 ईयर्स ऑफ एज. ठीक है, whether it is a male child or girl child, there is no difference of gender. Gender समझ गए ना, male and female, so there is no difference of the gender. If the child is provide free education, free और compulsory भी बोला है, फ्री एजुकेशन भी प्रोवाइड करनी है और कंपल्सरी भी है. बच्चों को 14 ईयर्स तक के बच्चों को फ्री एजुकेशन देनी ही देनी है. दिस इज आल्सो one of the responsibility of the state government. Okay, next, no one next point is no one is exploited on the basis of wealth, religion, or caste. So exploited, what is the see, no one is exploited on the basis of wealth, religion or caste. Exploited means शोषण करना, ऐसा हमें नहीं करना है. तो ये who has to see this thing? This is also the responsibility of the state government. The people living in that area, they have to take care of this, कि किसी का शोषण तो नहीं हो रहा है on the basis of wealth. For example, there are many poor peoples are also living in the society. So religion, there are people living of different religion. क्या ऐसा तो नहीं है कि एक रिलीजन के लोग दूसरे रिलीजन के लोगों के संग दे आर नॉट बिहेविंग इन अ गुड मैनर. सो जो भी उनके आपस में जो भी है, हु विल सी ऑल दिस? दैट इज बाय द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. और कास्ट, that there are different caste in our country, so that किसी का शोषण वेल्थ मनी को लेके या रिलीजन को लेके या कास्ट को लेके तो नहीं हो रहा है. सो ऑल दीज मैटर will be seen by the state government. All this matter will be seen by the state government. Next is provide proper living condition for the people. Provide proper living condition for the people. Provide proper living condition for the people. What does it mean? It means that basic needs of the people, that they need a shelter, means house, food. So provide proper living condition for the people living in that state. ठीक है. So the facility of clean drinking water, many things come in this category. So okay, proper houses for the people living in that area, their surroundings should be neat and clean. Okay, proper, they are getting the clean drinking water, drain pipes, sewage pipe, proper place for the disposal of the waste material which regularly collected from the houses, factories, schools, bus station, railway station. So there should be a proper disposal of waste materials also. The people living in that area, they are getting proper electricity. Road, what is the condition of the road in that state? Making new road also and maintaining the old roads also. So these all are the duties or responsibilities which are given to the state government, and all these guidelines are written in a constitution. Is it clear? Provide proper living condition for the people where they are living, that surrounding should be clean, so that the people are fit and healthy. Hospitals for them, because so many people are living. So if they are sick, then where they will go? So you see, student, there are many government hospitals also, and in government hospital we have to pay less money. And even for the poor people, medicine is also, they are getting free of cost medicines also for the poor peoples. And even the government is doing some arrangement. मैंने कहा ना कि शेल्टर सबको चाहिए, कुछ बेसिक नीड सबकी पूरी करनी है. तो दोज people who are very poor, even government is helping those people by giving them houses to live or giving them different jobs so that they can earn some money for their family. Because in an area where the peoples are living, there is a lot of difference. Maybe some peoples are very rich, or maybe many poor peoples are there. So as a government, if you are a citizen of India, so we have to care for the welfare of all types of peoples living in that area. So there are many responsibilities which are given by the given in the constitution, what the state government will do. Okay, so hospitals are also there, public facilities, like public transports. Okay, so there are many public facilities also, and student, this is our duty also that we should not damage the public property. This is for us. ये किसके लिए है? हमारे लिए है, तो हमें भी इनकी क्या करनी है? केयर करनी है. ओके, so these are the few points which we discuss in directive principle. Let's do little recapitulation of this so that it is more clear to you. First point is ensure work for every citizen. See, so for this what the state government is doing, so time to time they are providing vacancies in different jobs for the people and different types of work for the poor people also, so that they earn money for their family. So all these things they have to, this is the responsibility of state government. Second, provide free and compulsory education. This is so student, before, see why more than 200 years taken that we get the freedom from the British rule. Reason is that maximum people in India are not educated. Education is the only tool by which we can change the life of anyone. So if you want that your nation progress, so the most important thing is that people in that nation should be educated. But in our country there are population of poor people is, that is the reason those people, they do not have enough money so that they can send their children to the school. That is the reason in the constitution this point is given that if the age of the child is 14, so free and compulsory education is given to that child. Point number third, no one is exploited on the basis of wealth, religion or caste. That I have already explained you that किसी का भी exploited means शोषण नहीं करना है. And what are the reason for that? Due to money or due to religion or due to caste, because this is a big social evil of our society, so it is given. Next, provide proper living condition for the people. So there are under this point many of the things comes under this point. Proper houses for the people, good surrounding, public property for the people welfare, provide them clean drinking water, provide them electricity, new roads, and repair the old road also. So there are many things comes under this point, that is provide proper living conditions for the people. Now student, another important thing which we have to discuss here is that fundamental rights and duties. So first of all we discuss about what are the fundamental rights. So these fundamental rights are given to every citizen who is living in India. ठीक है, कोई भी सिटीजन जो इंडिया में रह रहा है तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने उसे ये फंडामेंटल राइट्स दिए हैं, जिसे आप हिंदी में कहते हैं मौलिक अधिकार. Is it clear? So these are their fundamental rights. So what are these fundamental rights? We will discuss. And this right is given to every citizen of the India, to every citizen who is living in our country, that is India. So fundamental rights. First is right to equality. First one is right to right to equality. Okay, so in the next video we will discuss this, student. Thank you.